My name's Luke Mays. I work as a critical care nurse from Melbourne, but I'm now living in Montreal with my wife, Andrea, and our little boy. My wife is almost 26 weeks pregnant.
For the past 3 years, Luke and his growing family have lived in Canada, working in remote Quebec, caring for First Nations communities. Like so many, he hasn't seen his Australian family in years.
No one has met my little boy, Theodore, yet.
But there's one person he's longed for his son to meet, Luke's biological dad. For 37 years, he's been estranged from his father.
Yeah, my parents split up just after I was 3, and then through his own miscalculations, he was led to believe that I wasn't his. So then he basically lost contact with me. I was always looking for him, constantly be looking at men at railway stations, wondering if this is him or this is him. And I gave up just because my mother passed away 7 years ago, and I think dealing with that grief had made me stop searching for him.
But after meeting his wife, Andrea, while working for Médecins Sans Frontières in Gaza, she encouraged Luke to continue the search.
She felt that it was really important, not only for me to find him, but for my son to know my father. Sorry.
Luke decided to do a DNA test, and in August, the results returned with 2 matches, his cousins. Within a day, they led Luke to his dad.
To my surprise, he was really open and extremely happy that I found him and that he was my father. And there's Grandpa.
Tragically, that joy was short-lived.
After we reconnected, it was about 2 months that we found out that he had cancer. He was just having a mild operation for a hernia repair, and then they noticed spots on his lungs.
The cancer was aggressive, and Luke realised he needed to get back to Australia urgently.
The only flights were a couple of months in advance, ranging between $8,000 and $17,000 per ticket one way. And I knew that it wouldn't be in time. And I registered for DFATs, but had no response. Like it was critical time, you know. I remember in my last messages, I was telling him this, and then I didn't hear back from him, and then he was gone. I'd honestly given up so long ago that I would actually find him. I thought it was impossible, and then to find him and be so close to actually seeing him, and I just wanted to be there with him, you know, just to see each other.
His father passed away at the same Melbourne hospital where Luke started his career.
He was in that hospital for 2 weeks, so he wasn't allowed to have any visitors, family, friends, no one. I even had a friend from work that I'd worked with for like 18 years. She was able to go up to the ward, but she couldn't go into his room. She even found it really hard that she couldn't just go hold his hand. For his last few weeks, he just suffered alone, essentially.
Luke has spent his life caring for others, but because of bureaucracy, he couldn't be with his father when he passed away.
It's just hard thinking of him just probably being scared. And just having no one there with him, you know? I've shared like last moments with so many people in their last seconds, and I know what it's like for people, and they need people there. Sorry.
For Luke and his dad, it's too late. But he hopes others will be given the chance to say goodbye to the ones they love.
I think that they just need to change their tact on this a bit. I think there needs to be more room for compassion for this. It's really time you never get back.
So many elements of the story there that are just tragic, but so many elements I think that would resonate with so many families over the past 2 years. The people dying alone, you know, in hospital rooms, the goodbyes that never got to be had, you know. There is such critical, important moments that just families have been robbed of.
Yeah, and you don't get another chance at them. The absence of closure, there is no alternative to it. I mean, you know, we're coming to the end of that process now. That's the thing. You know, if this had happened to them next year, we're having a very different conversation.
That's the worst thing. It's such cruel timing, you know, and it's taken him all those years to find his father finally, and it just so happens at the time that he finds him and reconnects, we're in this situation. So sad.